Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be working on the skid steer. Pat seemed to think we'd be able to manhandle those tracks inside the shop using wood blocks, spud bar, some angle iron that we actually ended up bending. But long story short, we failed miserably. The T650 has wide tracks on it and they're rather difficult to manipulate. So here's what we're going to do instead. Still take the cribbing there, put it up behind the T650 here, up under that little rear bumper. We're going to pick it way up in the air, have a lot of slack in the tracks then, and instead of using spud bar and blocks and everything to try to get it, we're just going to use the 309 and a chain, and you'll see how much slop we get around these tracks. Like, I think we should be able to manipulate it pretty good. What do you got to say, Bob? What? We got work to do. Everybody's working out in the garden right now, getting it all cleaned up and taken care of, and we're gonna play with this. Give me a minute. I'll get everything set up and bring you back when we're ready. No, Bobby, I got work to do now. Okay, you got your little excavator. You do your digging right there. Can you do that? All right. absolutely no progress. Maybe we'll try to take it off the front first. Now my chain's stuck. Yep, total fail. But we got a second chance with this chain, so maybe this direction will work better. We just need to get the little lip of the teeth out around the little runner guide thingies in the track itself. So let's try this again. I was going to put it on the top side and pull this way, but now that I think about it, there won't be enough slack there because it's going to be catching on teeth of the... So now I think I want to try and pull it towards me. Can I steal you for like 10 minutes? Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna bring Shelby over and have her do the forward and backwards on it. Teamwork makes the dream work, or so they say. Cut. Go forward, you're going to push the left stick forward very slightly. was originally going to have her try to lower it down, but you got to maneuver the bucket as it goes down because it wants to tip the machine forward or backwards, and it's currently sitting on those blocks in the back right now, and she'd shit her britches if that thing fell off those blocks. No chance of getting hurt, but it would have been funny. All right, well, the other camera keeps shutting off, so hopefully this one's good enough. Maybe I should have let the machine down. That's all right, we'll figure it out. There we go. That ought to clear it. Now we just need to go do that to the other side, and then I'll show you the whole reason we're doing this. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Now we've got that done, the whole reason for getting this off is driving this machine, it sounds like there's just nothing but metal on metal rubbing, really loud, annoying kind of sounds. So you got your bearings in each one of these rollers. So now we got to go through and check the rollers and see if there's any slop in them. Like this one here, I don't know how well you'll be able to tell with me holding it, but it's got wiggle to it. And I think that's going to be one of our issues. The machine's got like 1,800 hours on it now, I think. And I'm pretty certain this is original undercarriage, which ain't no problem. It's actually a low-hour machine. I mean, I don't know how much is too much. Got a little bit. A little bit. I'm not certain. That feller's got some slop in it. But I don't know how much is too much or how much is too little. I gotta talk to my buddies that know more than me. As you can see here, the sprockets are a little bit worn. It's been going forward a lot more than it has reverse. Yeah, it's cut out right here. It's just from the wearing on the tracks. Whew, it's tough work. Now I will notice on this roller here, it's beat up pretty good. It's got some play in it. Still feels smooth. So I don't know. Again, like I said, I just don't know how much is too much. See, that one feels, oh goodness. I'm gonna say this one gets more wear and tear than this one, as far as the weight of the machine on it as it's running. Let's see. Yeah, see, it's gonna have front and back. I'm gonna say our main issue is those front rollers, the tensioner pulleys. tensioner, I don't know, tensioner roller, maybe? I don't know, it's one of those, I know how to work on the stuff. I don't know all the proper terminology yet, but we're getting there. Whew. I gotta catch my breath. All right, after further inspection, I think I found the main culprits of the noise, and they're going to get replaced. First and foremost, well, you can see this one, but she is clapped out. A little sloppy. So that needs replaced. I've determined that the front idler roller thingies, they feel smooth enough. I'm just going to keep them for now. If they get any worse, we'll do it when we replace the tracks in, oh, I don't know, 1,500 hours. Then these guys over here, see if I can get them to do it again. There you go. So you get the idea. You got to pull those. Luckily, it's only a bolt on each side. And in theory, honestly, in theory, it's going to be an absolute pain in the ass. We're going to break stuff, and who knows? This machine was in a big chicken coop set up out of the gate, so it was always running in that, I don't know, caustic acid. I don't know. It's not good for the undercarriage or whatever stuff is pushing along. But today's Sunday, and we can't get parts today, so we'll have to come back to this tomorrow. Mixed in a little safety with it, because the hydraulics, I can actually hear them like kink, kink, just slowly going down. And like I was saying earlier, if it goes down too far, it's going to push and pull one way or the other and fall off my blocks in the back, and then we have a nightmare on our hands. Actually, we'd just go get the 320, put chains on it, and pick it up in the air with that. But we put the Harbor Freight jack stands. If any of you guys know about the Harbor Freight jack stands, it's good luck. Yeah. Well, we'll get back with you tomorrow, and hopefully we can get all the parts we need and get it done. Good morning, everybody. It's about 5:30 next morning here, Monday. We're waiting for a parts store to open so we can go get the rollers for the T650. And in the meantime, we've got a little issue right here we need to take care of. It's the old golf cart. And what the issue is, you go to step on the throttle and it squeals like a, well, I don't know, it just squeals and it's not very nice. So see if we can try to replicate it, show you what issues we've got here, and let's try to get it fixed before we get to working on the T650. As you can see, we've already got it pulled apart a little bit, make it easier, quicker to get in there for this stuff. But here, I'm gonna try to do this without, well, actually, maybe we should just jack it up first. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna jack the back end of it up. That way, if it does take off and start, which undoubtedly it will because that's how everything electrical works, only works when you don't want it to. All right, let's see if we can get this bad boy up in the air. Well, might not be the best way to go about it. We're just gonna lift it right here. Maybe. Yeah, let's see if we can get under that diff. Naturally, we can't. Offset. Give it a little bop. That'll get it up. Better chalk the tires. Let's see where they are. Don't want it to go rolling forward on us. Okay, let's try this again. Good enough. Leave that up, just so I happen to walk by and I bust my elbow on it. Alright, so what I think the issue is, somewhere with the belt, starter motor generator up in here, it's kind of hard to see. But we'll kick this bad boy on. Ignition on. Oh, I don't even get the stand on it. Shouldn't go nowhere. See if we can replicate the issue. It would help if we put it in gear. Okay, well, might not be as difficult as I thought. That is belt slippage, or pulley slippage. See if you can see that. Well, in that case, we might just need to tighten it up. But I mean, looking at this, they say ½ inch of play. Let's see if we can get you guys down in there. Does it flip over? I don't know. I mean, there's, oh shit, now there's a lot of play in it. What the heck? Checked it yesterday and it felt tight. Okay, well, I'm an idiot, I guess. So now we just gotta loosen that little guy, and we'll come around back here. And there's a little carriage bolt right here. So we'll loosen that, shove the pry bar up under the other end, and try to tighten this down without letting it get too much slack in it. Maybe we'll get lucky and have an easy fix. And with those loosened up, time for a coffee break. This episode brought to you by, what's it say? Fisherman Central. Don't remember where it's at, but I found a coffee mug there when I bought some fishing stuff. Anyways, let's grab the big pry bar. Well, kind of a big pry bar. Anyways, now in theory, bring this bad boy right up under here. I said in theory, maybe I don't want to go that way. I don't really want to pry on the exhaust. Well, phooey, how are we going to do this? Maybe the big one's too big. Well, I've never had this issue before. It's too long. All right, improvise. Let's see if this fancy little adjustable one, maybe it'll get in there nice. Oh, jeez. Just think about this one. Click it back. Maybe more. Not sure how I feel about this pointy thing going right to the size of my starter. Let's see if that'll get in there. Seems to want to. Yeah. All right. We'll get back with you. Again, in typical mechanic fashion, sometimes you just gotta give it a good old reach around. Oh, shoot, come on, get back on there. Yeah. All right, let's see if that did it. Well, it's tighter. Let's go ahead and tighten those front nuts back up and see if we got it done. Well, let's see if that makes it any tighter. Drop you guys back in and see. No, it's definitely tighter than it was. Let's see if that fixes it. Drop can see it better. Ooh. Fantastic! All right, we fixed one thing. I do feel like we need to give her a bath, and one thing I kind of see down here, there's little grassies and stuff getting in here in my, I'm gonna call it a cooling fin shroud, I guess. I've also got the cover plate that's been sitting in the back of my truck the entire season. Never got put on when I was at the campground early season, and yeah, so they've been driving around the farm all summer, so naturally it's dusty, grassy, nasty. I say we get the hose and just give her a bath. Yeah, let's do that. All right, that's one way to do it. Got my over-sophisticated valve here. Yeah, hopefully those electrical components don't really matter. I'd say that looks better. Oh, got my tools all wet. Oh, there's another thing we gotta fix. Might do a little, I got an idea for that. I'll show you in a minute. All right, let's get this blowed out. Yeah, let's go for the big one so we don't get sprayed. Don't hit the camera. I don't know how these folks do this stuff on camera one-handed. Thoroughly impressive. Get in there. Okay. Main thing I wanted to blow out was all that. Whoa, whoa, high horsepower. Undoubtedly, that's ridiculously loud, so we'll be back. Who says size doesn't matter? Little guy's about the only thing I got that'll fit in there. Let's see if we can do it. Yeah. Well, I guess that's all she wants. But that might be enough. Come on, fingertip strength. Yeah. It's like too loose and not tight enough at the same time. Ow! Well, world's smallest screwdriver now. Ah, aha! Still trying to get used to this whole talking to myself while talking to you guys while doing work. It's different. Okay, we got 4 more and we'll pop that off and see what's in there. I'm pretty certain this is the intake side. And there's going to be on the flywheel the little fins that spin and then just suck air through here, blow it through there, and that's how she cools herself. So let's pop it off and see what we've got. I think I got everything out of here to be able to pull these cover plates off. Let's see what we're working with. A little bit of grass. Gonna come off of there, or do I gotta take something else off? Slide that out. Don't tell me I gotta take the whole exhaust off. Because if we do that, let's see, where's it at? Somewhere over there is a brand new exhaust. Yeah, right there. It's in the little tub in the, right there. Okay, let's see. Hoping we can get this off of here fairly simply. Hopefully this is the last time we got to do this job. Let's see if we can get this bad boy out of here. I'm going to set you guys up. Does that work? Maybe. Aha, nope. Ah. Alright, let's just try to do it one-handed. Aha. Oh my. Check this out. I'm gonna say she's half past broke. Well, let's just meander on over here. I've slowly been trying to redo this thing. I got the golf cart for free from, well, I can't tell you that. But I got it for free. And since then, I've been slowly replacing everything on it that kind of breaks, doesn't break, whatever. Hopefully this will help it run better. Maybe there's a back pressure thing with these. I don't know if it's set up like that. But new exhaust will go on it. So let's see if we can finally get in here and see how messed up the, or how cloggered up the cooling fins are. Please come out. Now what? Should just slide on over. Maybe. Almost there. Got it. All right. Ooh. A little bit in there. Nothing too major. Let's go check it out from the side. See what we've got. There are a few strands up in here. Yeah, the last thing I want is the kiddos to be driving this around and it catch fire. I feel like they would panic. I know they would panic. I would panic. That looks much better to me. I think it's plenty well good enough. So let's get this put back together. We're gonna time lapse it because fun. And you don't want to sit and watch me do this too awful much, I don't think. But if you do, let me know. I'll sit here and talk to you guys while I do wrenching on stuff, and we could have all sorts of talks about things that I don't know much about. Go. All right, don't know how well y'all can tell. I got carried away and popped it back in place already, but there's a crack that runs up through here, around here, kind of, you might be able to see it there at the bottom of the F and F. But it was in the toy hauler, and then the ladder fell off the bunk bed up top and then came down and smacked it, busted it in. And the last I looked, one of these dang plates was like 80 bucks. So we're gonna do the old redneck zip tie, stitch it back together. So basically what we're gonna do, we're gonna come in here and drill a tiny hole on one side, tiny hole on the other, feed a zip tie in and around, pull it tight, and bam, should hold it together. That way when Bob gets to playing with the key and pushing on it too hard, it don't pop back in, and hopefully we can keep it in one piece. Let's do it. In an ideal world, you got these offset and looking real pretty and symmetrical and all that crap, but geez, the crack goes all the way across to my thumb here. Well, we'll just slap another one right here and call it good. And to keep it looking pretty, we'll put the working bits on the inside. All right, there you go. You get the idea. I'm gonna go around this whole thing, get it all zip tied together, and bring it back when we get it done. Now don't forget to come in with your favorite pair of dikes and snip off all your little tag ends of the zip ties. Try not to let them fall all over the shop floor, because then when you go to roll around on something, wheels get stuck. Good enough for me. Let's pop this bad boy back in here and we're about done for the day. Pop, pop. Ooh. Now careful not to break it as you put the fricker back in. Okay, looks all right. Lines up. And give it a bop. Bop. She ain't perfect, but she's gonna work just fine. All right. Put the key in, and we are done for the day with this. Now we gotta call and find out if they've got the parts for the Bobcat. Fortunately enough, they had what we needed. They even had just enough bolts to replace the ones that were on there. My whole thought with that is, the old ones are kind of rusty. So when we put the new bolts on, then we'll remember what rollers we put on and replaced previously. So we're not gonna mess around. I grabbed the big impact gun, and we're just gonna shoot them off. These are supposed to be torqued somewhere between, I guess it was, he said 300 or 330, something like that. So I figure I'm gonna just give her hell with this. That's not right. This one. All right. 1 1/8. Let's see what she does. Let's do it. Oh shit. Well, that was easy. Let's leave that partially in there. Well, might have done it. Maybe not. Oh, shit. Aha! Well, that's easy. Oi. Now roll on out. Beautiful. Well, she's all boogered up. Here, I'll bring it and show you. Oh, where are you going? All right, so seal's all blown out. You got a little too much wiggle in her. Cool. Well, let's go get the other roller and try to slap it back up in there. Figure I'll put a little anti-seize on this. That way maybe next time they come off is easy again. The other side of this track carrier, or frame, track frame, whatever you want to call it, has a slot in it. So I'm going to half-ass start this one by hand, I think. And then try to spin it around up in there. Then somehow get it on the jack. And hopefully we can more easily maneuver it with the jack. Spin that back around on the other side. This is where it's going to get fun. Okay, let's get this bolt prepped, so hopefully we can get it lined up and that'll hold it in place. Looks good to me. What's it doing? Okay. Ooh, she going. Okay, I got it preloaded because obviously the way the track's gonna push up, so I figure it makes sense to push the bolt up already so it doesn't slide or slip at some point. I think we're ready to go get the big torque wrench and see if we can get her tightened down. Be right back. All right, let's see what we got here. Probably should have pre-tightened it with something else, but whatever. All right, that's snug enough. I think they kind of work together, so I'm gonna snug this side and then we'll tighten down the inside and then come back and tighten this and go from there. Well, that's not ideal. Let's see what we got there. All right, that was a fail. Not enough room for the big wrench. So, let's give it a good kiss with this. All right. Yeah, 334, close enough. Now in theory, we let this down, and it's done. Let's go do that to 3 on the other side. I do think these 3 might be a little easier because I think I'll be able to slide in the jack under it easier, drop it all the way down. I don't have to try to pick it up, wedge it up under as I go. So let's get these shot off out of there and put new ones on. They squeak.
So that means they're worn out?
I think so. I think the seals went out on them. They haven't blown out completely. The one on the other side's all messed up. But all right, yeah, Cole's here. I don't know if we've introduced him yet. Cole, say hi. Tell him who you are, what you do.
Hey, I'm Cole. Just a farmhand up here.
Yeah, and he showed up right as soon as I got done. I mean, talk about impeccable timing. But as you can see, got those rollers put on. And now we got to do the dance of getting the tracks back on, which is always fun. Do you have time to help?
I figured.
Yes! That actually was perfect timing. All right, let's get this shit cleaned up, moved around, and we'll bring it back when we're ready to put the tracks back on. It's that easy. Absolute pain in the ass. We're gonna go ahead and do the same on the other side and drop it back down, close up the grease thingies, and Well, I lied. We got to run it a little bit, make sure everything seats in proper, and then we'll retighten the tracks. And we got a little fun planned once we get it going. And just like that, we got it done. Cole's gonna let her down. Hold. Other way, other way. What's this? What the fuck? What does this mean? That means dump. There you go. More. All right, down. All right, we're gonna test run it. We'll take it out and drive around a little bit. Before it was screeching like a friggin' dinosaur. That sounds nice. Makes a feller happy. Yep. You can feel it. Okay. All right. So we'll just double check our track tension, which is just a little grease fitting in that little door, and then make sure it's set right the way I want it. And clean up our mess, and shortly thereafter, we're gonna go play with this bad boy in the woods. All right, after a slight delay there, we had to help Cole unload some stuff and take care of some things. But what we've got here is my super big fancy brush hog that'll take down most small trees and most everything in between. So we're gonna go ahead and go set this bucket out back somewhere out of the way, and then I got my fancy little mount up here, and we're gonna slap you on there for a good old time lapse, and I'll show you what we're doing. Wait, no, we're just gonna go do it and you get to watch. Yeah. Well, that concludes today's festivities. As you can tell, we came in here and lightly cut in a trail. And that's going to actually bring us to our next project at hand, which I'm going to start here in about 20 minutes, hopefully. And that involves heavily cutting in a trail. So you're just gonna have to wait and see, and like and subscribe and all that shit. Bye. I totally forgot to mention, we fixed most of the squeaks, but there's still one. I want to say it feels like it's on the right side, and I'm not certain what it is, but I don't think it's our idler wheels like I initially expected. So I think we'll be all right we can take the grease back out of the tracks, you know, go jack up the front end again kind of thing. And then I think we can drop the rollers out without pulling the tracks again. So we'll fix that at some point. Might show you, maybe, maybe not. And yeah, so cheers.